what do you guys notice about the pictures on the screen right here? Aside from the fact that we have something on our screen, and that's not something we usually do on the podcast, all these images have something in common. Isabella, do you want to explain to them why?
That's a really good question, Maggie. I
Hmm.
think that today we might just be ranking iconic female duos in film and TV.
This is our first ever tier list ranking on the podcast, and we're so excited because it's so fun, and we get to talk about one of our favorite things, which is females and friendship. So we have gone ahead and made a little tier list here with categories. Let's walk you through them right here because we're not boring on this channel. We don't do S, A, B, C
We're interesting.
solely. No, we start with S tier, which is our ride or die category. These are the friends you want to have in your life. This is who you should model your friendships after. And then we have besties. This is like one of your best friends. You'll call them, you catch up, you have a good time with them. They can be better, but they're solid best friends. Next, we have fun but flawed. I think the title's self-explanatory. They're fun to watch, fun to have in your life, but you have to realize that they might not be the best friend you can have in the
A little
world.
bit of tea, a little bit of drama.
Mm-hmm. And then we have messy, which is something going on there that we need to address. And last and not least, we have red flag, which is I would not count this as a female friendship.
Okay, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, do you want to jump into our first one?
I think we should jump into our first one. Our first one, Sharon Dion from Clueless. Now Isabella has not watched Clueless, so I'm just gonna prime her and you guys who might not have seen it either a little bit. Clueless is such like a fun little chick flick. It's super lighthearted. They're both super, into fashion. They're both into super girly things, and that's kind of what bonds them together. They both never shame each other for being kind of sassy and girly, and they're never like putting each other down. That being said, since it is like kind of an early 2000s, 1990s, I don't actually know when it came out. It's kind of like an older movie during that era of iconic um comedies. It doesn't really have that much development into this friendship. They are amazing friends. They're supporting each other. They're there for each other. They don't put each other down. And I just wish we would see more of that cuz honestly, I love them. But just because we didn't see that full development, that they were kind of like more of like a side plot line in the movie,
Ooh.
I personally would just put them at besties.
Ooh. Oh, I really like your analysis here. I feel like the only thing I've seen from Clueless is Cher like swiping on her screen, picking her outfit.
hmm
I like that you addressed the time that it was made in
hmm
too. That's really true. I feel like I need to watch it now. All right.
Okay.
I think
I think
Sharon
we put
Dion
them, yeah.
is
Because, like what you said, like the outfit thing, that's so important that you can have someone who equally does love what Cher's into, and she doesn't find someone who's like, when you spend so much time on an outfit, that's kind of weird. That's important in your besties. Just add a little bit more depth, and we're rolling. Okay, do you want to introduce our next duo?
okay. Our next female duo, oh my gosh, so iconic. Blair and Serena from
hmm
Gossip Girl. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, XOXO. So, for those of you who don't know, Gossip Girl is about like this posh
hmm
prep school in NYC, and Blair and Serena are like these like frenemies, this duo who they really love each other, but they also sabotage each other all the time. Like there's so much drama. It's like watching reality TV, but it's not reality TV. Like they Oh my
hmm
gosh, like they're toxic, but they also love each other at the same time. And Blair is more like an uptight, kind of like a type A, and Serena is more like a free, like wild kind of spirit.
I think Gossip Girl does a really good job at showcasing flawed female friendships. Because while you see them and you're like, why are you doing that to your best friend? If sometimes you look around and observe in real life, you might notice that happening. And we talk a lot on this podcast about women in competition and how that can even subconsciously lead to you trying to sabotage people you love dearly, right? So even though they're friends, they do have that kind of competition. They're always in competition with each other. The whole show, they're always competing with each other when they could get so much
Yeah,
further by uplifting each other. Which,
I mean, it literally
and
opens with like a cheating scene, so you definitely
so
set
you
it
know what?
up.
Maybe if they listened to the podcast, they wouldn't have done that. But that's why I think just this whole idea of them being very close friends for years and years, but they still have a lot going on.
hmm
I'm between fun but flawed and messy. What do you
I'm
think?
thinking the same thing as you, but I feel like as the show progresses, like I
hmm
haven't watched it that
Mm-hmm.
much, but I feel like they just get messier and messier as more
Mm-hmm.
weird stuff happens and
Okay.
more characters come into the show. So I feel like they're going to messy.
Okay, let's go with
They're
messy.
they're
Just
iconic. See.
they are
So,
iconic. Everyone on this list is iconic. That's why they're here. But they're messy, and
mhm.
that's why we love them. So it's not that bad. Okay, next up, we have Monica and Rachel from Friends. Now, I'm not the biggest Friends fanatic, but Isabella is. So
I'm a
I'm just
big
gonna say
fan.
what I know about them, and you can add on to what I'm missing. But I know that they are long-term friends. Like they've been friends for a long time, and then they end up living each other with each other. That's kind of the all I know about their dynamic. But to me, if you're living with someone, you gotta be pretty close, because that shows things about people.
I think the thing I love about Friends as a show, like it's just such a classic, and I
Hmm.
just love the character development in Friends. It's like they're not like one dimensional. Like
Mm.
they develop so much over time, their relationships develop, and I love that Monica and Rachel are always there for each other, like guy drama, life, work, like through it all, they're always talking about their goals, like they're not
Hmm.
just,
Mm.
they're in it for each other. I really like them.
Friends who you can talk about goals with are good friends. So, based on that and the fact that they've known each other for so long and they still like each other, I'm are we leaning towards ride or die?
I think so. I think
I think
so.
we have our first ride or die.
Oh my gosh, yay!
Okay, who do you have next, Isabella? Oh.
Okay, next we have Leslie and Anne from my favorite sitcom of all time, Parks and Recreation. So, Parks and Recreation is about, okay, it's literally in the title. It's about like this, it's about democracy. It's like a sitcom. It's kind of like The Office, but
Not.
Parks and Rec setting, and it's a very wholesome friendship. They meet because, oh my gosh, I don't know if I remember this right, but Anne is like a civilian who's like complaining, and then Leslie is working at Parks and Rec, and she listens to the complaint, and then they become like best friends over time because Leslie is like this super intense, hyper energetic person,
Mhm.
kind of like Michael Scott, who just like is in your face. And Anne is like very grounded and just kind of, they match each other's energy in a weird
Mhm.
way, and it's a very wholesome friendship. Yeah.
That is wholesome. I love that friendships that start off from complaining often blossom. That's like something that you just notice over time. Now, I haven't seen Parks and Rec, so this is gonna be your call
Oh
solely.
my gosh. I think I might be a little bit biased just because it's like one of my favorite shows of all time, but I think they're ride or die. I mean,
Wow.
I love that their relationship starts off with helping each other because I
Mhm.
feel like when a relationship grows from like, certain other circumstances, like talking about drama, talking about tea, like it can be very different. But for them, it literally starts from her coming to the government with a
Mhm.
complaint and she's like, "Let me help you." And then they just become friends from there. I love them.
Okay, two ride or dies back to back.
Yeah.
This
Oh
is
my
a
God.
good sign for the rest of the episode,
This
guys.
is really good.
And we have another iconic duo up next. We have Amy and Gina from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And now here I might be a little biased because Brooklyn Nine-Nine has been with me for too long in my life, but I think it would be hard to find a duo that could beat Amy and Gina. I think you'd really have to fight for it. For those of you who haven't watched the show, which I don't know how you haven't at this point, we're not judgmental on this podcast though, but I'm judging a little bit. Um, they both work at this office together. Gina works kind of as like an admin assistant. Amy's a cop, and the thing I love about them is I think they're like polar opposites of each other. If you're in English class and your teacher goes on and on about character foils, this is what she's talking about, right? Gina's like this loud, extroverted, sarcastic, egotistical kind of character who's really not afraid of anything. I don't think she knows what shame is at all in the show, not one. And Amy's opposite of that. She's so like I think she's so scared of judgment and like people like being mad at her and not liking her, where she's super like uptight because of that, and she's super like careful about everything. And throughout the show, you kind of see them like kind of growing into each other, where they're helping each other get out of their like insecurities, their problems, and you see Amy opening up a little and Gina becoming more like quote unquote, like adult like, because they have that friendship. But like even when they were polar opposites, they weren't necessarily trying to change each other from the get go. Like they were still supporting each other. Even if it didn't seem like it at sometimes, they were always there for each other. I wish I saw more of them in the show because I love them.
I like what you said about them being kind of like a character foil.
Huh.
I'm especially liking this one because I'm watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. Like this is my current sitcom that I'm watching.
hmm
So I definitely agree. Like Amy is very type A and she's
hmm
very like follow the rules, stay within the margins. While Gina is like
Not.
you can never predict her next move. Like she is
Yeah.
Gina Linetti. So I really like that description. It's really good. Mm.
Ride or die or besties is what I'm thinking. Because
Ooh.
I love them so much. I think I made that clear. But I'm kind of leaning towards besties here, just because Brooklyn Nine-Nine has so many female friendships. It was hard for
Yeah.
us to choose one. But they build on this, and even like male friendships too. Like they like they build on this whole like circle of like found family so much. But I
Yeah.
don't think any of the show relies on like this is a duo, this is a duo. The whole thing is how everyone helps each other grow.
Yeah, that's true. The
So,
99th Precinct is
mhm,
like this whole family. And
yeah,
also, there's also like Rosa and these other
yeah,
characters. Like, they're
exactly.
not like, when I
Right.
think of 9-9, I don't think of them as like the duo.
Yeah. So let's throw them in besties.
I like that.
Okay. Who's
Okay,
next?
our next one is Donna and Rachel from Suits. Oh my gosh, we both watched this show as well. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know Suits, it's about a bunch of lawyers
Mm-hmm.
in their fancy firm
Mm-hmm.
and all this work
Mm-hmm.
drama and also law drama.
Mm-hmm.
So Dawn and Rachel, they share tea and emotional support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rachel starts off as a paralegal, and Donna is like
Donna.
Harvey's right hand
Donna.
woman.
Just Donna.
They're both like super smart, super
Mm-hmm.
intuitive, super ambitious people, and they're always there for each
Mm-hmm.
other, so they have a very like strong professional alliance. But is it super beyond that? I don't know.
I think my argument for this one is I think what I love about this friendship in the setting of Suits is that a lot of the other characters, not later in the season, but near the beginning, it's a lot of men. You know, we see Harvey
Mm.
Specter. Everyone wants to be Harvey Specter. Let's talk about it. Everyone thinks that they're Harvey Specter. So we have, we have Harvey, we have Mike, and there's just a lot of men, male characters, and that's like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Like what I gotta be politically correct here. Sorry, bad joke. But it's the point that we have these two strong women characters who, like you said, Isabella, are smart, even if they're not lawyers right off the bat, are funny, are charming, are so capable. Like I think Harvey even admits that he wouldn't be where he was without Donna.
Mm,
And Rachel,
that's
right off the get-go,
true.
she makes it clear to Mike that like you're not gonna disrespect me because I'm a paralegal. So having that kind of female solidarity in an environment like law, in an
Oh, yeah.
office that could be male dominated, and them having that bond and support for each other, I really appreciated that show.
Oh my gosh. I love how you worded that. Like that is so, so true.
Mm-hmm.
There's just such a lack
Mm-hmm.
of women in workplaces like
Mm-hmm.
that. And oh my gosh, like there's just some things that men don't get. Like I
Mm-hmm.
feel like working in a workplace with just men, like it when you see a woman again, you're like, oh yes, thank God. And I feel like them having each other and having each other's
Mm-hmm.
back through all the, like
Mm-hmm.
typical TV drama
Mm-hmm.
is it's really nice. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay, I'm between Ride or Die and Besties. I don't know.
I'd say in the context of the show, in that scenario, they would have to be each other's ride or dies.
That's true. That's true.
So that's my argument for ride or die. Okay, guys. Next we have from Superstore, Dina and Amy. Isabella, I don't think you've seen one episode of Superstore. Not one.
I think I've seen like one episode where there
Mhm.
was like this like mannequin and it was being dragged around and that's all I remember.
Oh, yeah, I do. They do that. It's like a sitcom. It's in. They said it in like. I'm pretty sure Superstore is a metaphor for Walmart. Like they have the blue uniforms and everything. So I'm like they work in a Walmart. I
I
think we
thought
can.
they were Canadian. I was like, oh my gosh, a show about Superstore, but no.
No, no, that will happen one day, but not today. So Amy's like this mom who's been working at the superstore for a long time. She worked her way up to floor manager. She's tired. She's just there for cash. She's not there to become besties with her coworkers. And then Dina's more like she's an assistant manager. She's very like she's rough, right? She likes to be in charge. She's kind of demanding. She likes pushing people around a little bit. But she also kind of wants to be friends with Amy. Like throughout the show, she's like, like let's go out to dinner. Let's do girls' night. Like let's have fun. And Amy's like very reluctant at first, but throughout the episode, you see not the episode throughout the show, you kind of see them warming up to each other, and you see them being there for each other at times where they both really need it. So that's why I think that they deserve to be on here as an iconic female duo. Now, my dilemma is I just don't know how far up I can put them. Because I'm
Mm.
debating between either besties or fun but flawed. Because while
Ooh.
I do think at near the end they were locked in like this, throughout the show, a main premise of their friendship was that there were a lot of little goals where they might have been a little reluctant to be friends. There might have been a little roadblocks to their
Mm.
friendship. So I think that was like what made the friendship fun for the audience, right? It's just watching like it was like a will they won't they situation. It's like are they gonna be besties? We don't know. So honestly,
Same.
I think we should just put them in fun but flawed because it was flawed for a while, but it was really really fun.
Interesting. I feel like I've got to watch Superstore now.
We're just getting
I love
recommended.
like the little coworker friendships
Mhm.
as well. Such a
Mhm.
fun trope.
Okay, who's next?
Okay, this one is our only. I feel like we could have had more cartoons. We'll have to do another tier list. But
Next
Frozen.
episode.
Yeah, who doesn't know Frozen? Anna and Elsa. I mean, do I have to explain Frozen? I don't think I have to, honestly. It's such a relationship-driven cartoon that, everyone knows Disney. It's
Mm-hmm.
sisters, right?
Mm-hmm. So I don't have sisters. Isabella also doesn't have sisters. So we might not be the best people to be speaking on like that sister dynamic, but watching that movie felt so empowering because of that dynamic. Seeing them like not like each other, which I've heard a lot of siblings do, then kind of bloom into accepting each other and kind of being there for each other was really cool to watch. And also it's just Frozen, so.
Yeah, like they went through everything together. Like I remember watching that as a kid, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that it really made me believe in
Mm-hmm.
female friendships. It really made me believe in like that bond, that relationship, as well as sibling relationships as well. It's just such a wonderful representation of like how love and caring for each other can
Mm-hmm.
bring you to places, and I feel like that I don't know. I feel like it shaped me as a person. Like it played a part in my growth, and I think it played a part in a lot of kids' growth. And people need to stop hating on Frozen just
Who is
because
hating on Frozen?
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like Disney movies, like some of them are really good, guys.
I think we should put in Ride or Die then, because although the movie, like, they have their problems at the beginning, they're arguing. They literally would die for each other. Like in the movie, it was clear they
Yeah,
literally like would
it's
literally
literal.
for each
Yeah,
other. So I think
like
they have
most
to
of
go.
these are like your like sitcom or like dramas in real
Hmm.
life. But seeing them just like being in this fantasy setting as well, just
They would
is
die.
the extent they will go for
Mhm.
each other. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, next up we have Cassie and Maddie from Euphoria. If you haven't watched Euphoria, I don't even think I could explain it to you. Like I don't think I could tell you what happens in Euphoria. I watched it, could not tell you. It's just how messy high school life could be is kind of how I would explain it. It's just the whole show is a mess. Everyone, all the relationships are a mess. Everyone's character, like friendships with each other, a mess. Everyone's getting into drama somehow. That's kind of the center of Euphoria. That's kind of the point of Euphoria. Now, Cassie and Maddie, they're besties at the start, and then they just shit
Oh.
happens. Things go off the rails. There's a lot that both do to each other that's not great. Maddie tries to beat up Cassie multiple
Oh.
times.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
just not
Oh
what
my.
you would want your female friendships to be, or your
Yeah.
friendships in
What?
general.
Why is she beating her up? What? I watched a little bit of Euphoria, I think. I only remember that Zendaya is in it.
Yes,
That's true, right?
yeah,
Okay.
Zendaya is in it.
I think
Zendaya was really good in it.
I took like a break to like cook food or something, and I came back and I couldn't understand what was happening anymore because the drama happened so fast, I guess. And then I
Uh-huh.
just kind of quit on the show. So
Yeah, I think the purpose of Euphoria was try to make it accurate to like teenage bickering and arguments.
Mm.
I'm sure to someone this is relatable. Like I'm sure someone's going through this right now, but you really shouldn't, is what I'm saying. Like you should not. You should try to aim for your friendships to be the opposite of what Cassie and Maddie have going
they
on.
beat each other up. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So
I
let's
think
put them
that may
in.
have to go on red flag,
Let's put them in red flag.
huh? Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So our next one is Katie and Janice from Mean Girls. And like, come on. Mean Girls is classic.
Hmm.
Okay? So they if you don't know, there's like the burn book, there's these big bad bullies, and
Hmm.
Katie and Janice start as allies to take down Regina. And
Hmm.
Katie becomes kind of like a Regina 2.0. Like she becomes one of the plastics. Janice has always
Hmm.
been this very like cynical underdog, but like
Hmm.
really believes in her morals kind of person. While Katie took kind of like a turn, and that gave them some beef, some fights. Yeah.
I've also seen the argument that Janice is equally like a mean girl, but like in a different
Ooh,
way. Lots of theories on this movie. This is
interesting.
such an iconic movie. That's why they deserve a place in this episode. But I think that this is kind of saying like what happens if you base your friendship with the girl based on negative feelings about other
Yeah.
girls. Because
Yeah.
girl supporting girls is going to apply forever and ever, right? Even if you hate someone, we try our best to uplift every girl here, right? And this movie just kind of shows what kind of happens if you focus so much on putting other people down, you kind of lose sight of being friends with your friends. Like instead of just being besties, Katie and Janet just exploring school together, Katie being like, "Oh, show me around the school. What's new here? What clubs can I join at this in this new country?" Instead of doing that, they base their whole friendship on hating someone else, and that didn't do them any good. That led to them having like this big blowout, right? So I think
Mhm.
it's a lesson learned. I put them in messy.
I'll agree with you there. Yeah, I think so too. So many girls grow up watching Mean Girls too. Like I remember
Hmm.
that was one of my first
Hmm.
movies ever. So, I think definitely looking at the lesson rather than
Hmm.
trying to replicate their
Okay.
friendship. It's good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We have one last duo, one last iconic duo for this episode, then we're gonna wrap up. We have Maggie and Isabella from the Roast and Ceilings
Oh my
podcast.
gosh. Wait, that's like my favorite show.
That is my favorite show. It's
Mhm.
good content, and it's come out weekly for 2 years now too.
Yeah, it really is. I think people should really follow them on like
Hmm.
Spotify and
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
Mm. My favorite thing about their friendship is that, speaking about the Mean Girls, right? They uplift other girls, and that brings them together. That's a big part of their friendship is
Mhm.
supporting each other.
I also like that, this duo, they like to make tier lists of like
Mm-hmm.
iconic
Mm-hmm.
female duos in film and TV.
Yeah.
Like it's such an interesting concept, Like I
Yeah,
would
I
really
like
love.
that this duo gives
Mhm.
us so much content all the time so we can engage
Yeah.
in their media instead of like the show ending and then what do we do? We can't see any more of them anymore. No, every Wednesday we see more of them.
Yeah, like so many cool women have been
Hmm.
introduced because of this duo.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Where
I
should we
think they
put
have
them?
to go in Ride or Die.
I think they
They have
have to go in Ride or
oh my
Die.
gosh. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yay,
this
this
is
finishes our tier list.
yay! This is our final tier list of iconic female duos in film slash TV. I'm pretty happy to see that it's very skewed towards the top. We got a lot of ride or dies. That's very important for young girls to have in media. Is seeing healthy female friendships.
A
Good
lot of
tier
good
list.
duos.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you for
Let us know if
watching.
you want a part two, and let us know who you would want in the part two.